regrets about what you did in Arizona after the election?
Oh, my goodness, no.
Why not?
I'm very, very proud of it.
Very proud. Defendant Rudy Giuliani responding to questions there about his indictment in Arizona on 9 felony counts, conspiracy, fraud, forgery, and more, leading to this new mugshot from Giuliani's booking there. This is his second mugshot. He had one earlier in the Georgia RICO case. You can see them both there. And these two mugshots are part of the mounting legal peril for a man who once led criminal investigations, who booked other people for their mugshots rather than getting his own. And that's not all. The former U.S. attorney, who said he was a tough-on-crime mayor, is also named in other cases where he was not fully indicted, but where he has pressure. The feds named him as a co-conspirator in Jack Smith's D.C. case, so he could technically be indicted later there, depending on what happens. Michigan prosecutors cite his role in the efforts to steal that state's election. Giuliani lost a huge defamation case about his 2020 lies, over $100 million there in punishment. And that's led to a shift from a lot of big talk about how you always have to look yourself in the mirror to hawking a range of media entities and products, apparently to try to pay the mounting bills from his lies and alleged conduct.
My father would say to me, when you make a decision, the most important thing you've got to think about is, can you shave the next morning and look at yourself in the mirror and feel good about yourself?
If I put my name on something, I truly believe in it. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce you to something I'm incredibly proud of. My own brand of organic specialty coffee, Rudy Coffee.
Rudy Coffee. Now, the product suggests Giuliani is not getting a ton of financial help from Donald Trump, who did one fundraiser for his former lawyer recently. And it's another example of Trump's disloyalty, even his most ardent allies, aides, operatives, or lawyers. Many Republicans had already given up on Trump after his November 2020 loss. Giuliani was the person who pressed on, repeating Trump's lies, following these bizarre conspiracy theories, debasing himself in misleading presentations to the press, to government officials, to judges. And when it all failed, he joined then outgoing President Trump and lawyer John Eastman on that rally stage on January 6th, riling up the crowd that then committed terrible crimes at the Capitol. It was Giuliani that day talking about, combat and talking up jailing the other side.
If we're wrong, we will be made fools of. But if we're right, a lot of them will go to jail. So let's have trial by combat.
They did have trial by combat. And the events that day capped these plots that we've been reporting on, now indicted in so many jurisdictions and which stretched over that critical period after the loss all the way up to the 6th. Some of those plots you see on the arrows have been indicted and convicted in various places. In Arizona, Giuliani is one of 18 people indicted for efforts there. He's among the many Trump legal vets we've showed you who are facing all kinds of serious legal consequences. We updated this chart just today. And that's just the 2020 campaign. You broaden out to Trump's first campaign and his business, and you see what we've shown you, the sprawling enterprise of convicted criminals. It's not so easy to convict one or two people in our justice system, let alone this many. And many of these people had access to lawyers, some of them lawyers themselves. They had access to money, all convicted, including now Donald Trump at the top. Giuliani was with John Eastman and Donald Trump at that rally stage, the dead enders. I showed you a bit from that. Keep in mind when people say, why is it taking so long? What's going on? All three of these men who were on that stage have now been indicted for election crimes, including their conduct that day. The losers of the election lied about the result with, remember, Orwellian false claims that the other guys were the losing fraudsters, that Trump's loss was actually a win, that the opponent's secret criminality is what stole it from them. I want you to listen to the vow Giuliani made that day before the insurrection broke out.
I'm willing to stake my reputation that we're going to find criminality there.
He did stake his reputation. The only criminality that has been found by independent courts and juries is by those people, including Giuliani's co-conspirators, who tried to steal the election.